That's right, we're going to be talking about 3 Pokemon investments and booster boxes that you should be considering right now. Alright everybody, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be taking a look at 3 booster box investments that you should be considering right now, along with 3 booster box investments I would not touch currently in the current market and situations we're in. So, this is going to be in the second quarter of 2024. These are 3 booster boxes that I think are really good deals right now that you should be considering before the terms of them change here in the near future. And then also 3 that I just wouldn't buy. And I'm going to start off with the 3 that I wouldn't buy right now, and I'm going to break it down and give you my reasons why. And you guys can let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. Of course, I'm always interested in what you guys have to say about these particular options and these ideas and where my thought processes is. So please make sure you put that down in the comments below as we move through the video, and it's greatly appreciated. So, first one to kick into is going to be one that I would not buy, and that's going to be this. Alright guys, welcome. First one on the list is going to be Chilling Reign. That's right, Chilling Reign is just not a booster box that I am currently buying right now, and there are a couple reasons why, and I'll break them down right now. The number one reason is that it's going to plateau. Let's be 100% honest when it comes down to Chilling Reign. It's a good set. It has a lot of alternate arts in them. It's a very strong performer, in my opinion, in the future. I think that overall it's going to see sustained growth, but if you did not jump on it back into the end of last year when I said buy it before it sells out on Pokemon Center, and you could have bought it at MSRP, I would not be considering it at this point in time. It's already too late for this particular set when it looks at investment, especially in quarter 2 of 2024. Do I think it's going to cross $200 by the end of quarter 2 in 2024? It'd be close. I think that we're seeing a little bit of a stall point on this particular set. There's some stronger contenders out there. People's focus have changed to a different location in the market. And overall, I think that this set is going to be a really slow growth at this point in time. And you have time now to purchase it. If you haven't done it when it was down at $80 a booster box, if you waited all the way through the early 100s and went all the way up to MSRP where it sat for almost 6 months and you still didn't pull the trigger, getting to 190 is just not the point in time to do so. There's some better places that you can be placing your money, and I'm going to discuss that further on in the video. But overall, Chilling Reign, definitely a great set. Alternate arts are really, really good in that set. I thought that it was a very great set to purchase at $80. I thought it was still a good set to purchase at $144. But currently in today's market, it's just not ready to be purchased at $190. I think even if it goes to $200 by the end of quarter 2, you're not going to see much growth, because by the time you figure cost of selling, shipping, and everything else that goes along with that particular booster box, you'll still be behind. And there's better places where you could see some better performance here in this quarter. We're going to go on to the next one, which is going to be this. Alright, guys, next one I'm going to put up here is going to be Fusion Strike. I know some people are going to be in shock and on why I would throw that up there right now, but let's be honest, this one's probably getting close to a plateau as well. Once again, it sold out on Pokemon Center. If you weren't willing to purchase it at $144, if you weren't willing to purchase it at $90 or anywhere in between that, and then you waited until it sold out and now it accelerated up to $226, is now really the time to be purchasing this particular booster box? Not really. The overall percentages and the gains and opportunities that there are in other places in the Pokemon TCG just far outperform this particular set at this point in time. I feel we're getting to a point where it's going to plateau. It's kind of slowed down the last week now at about this $120 or $225 range. So there's definitely going to be some time to be able to jump in on this and have some opportunities to purchase into it. So once again, it comes down to that opportunity cost at this point in time. If you weren't willing to buy it at $144 when I talked about it on the channel then, now is not the time to be doing it. There's some other potentials coming up. And as we get into this video a little bit further, we're going to break those down as well on which ones I think are going to be the better performers. And just for you guys right now, I'm going to give you 2 of them before we go to the final ones that I won't touch. Alright, well, I'm going to give you a Pokemon booster box investment that I am jumping all over right now. And that is going to be this Obsidian Flames. That's right, Obsidian Flames. A lot of people had some doubts about it overall being a Charizard set, being the 3rd set released. They didn't think it was going to be very strong, very popular. The pull rates were too easy. But now that we see the playability factor of this particular set, we can see why it was probably a little bit easier on the pull rates. SAR Charizard is doing rather well. It's holding its own. The gold Charizards have flatlined and are doing very well also. And we are also seeing just the standard EX Charizard right now sitting around $15 to $18 a piece. Overall, the Charizards have stabilized and are doing really well. Actually, most of them have climbed up in price, including the full art. So overall, there's some really good opportunities in some of the pull cards in this particular set. At $104, you have a bad buy here. No, I still think you'll do really well. Even if we get a moderate or a small reprint of Obsidian Flames, the playability factor of this particular set continues to draw people back into it. Now that we are seeing rotation in the Pokemon TCG, now that we are seeing things kind of move and expand towards Scarlet and Violet as we are moving the playability factors, this Charizard deck is becoming stronger and stronger as a contender. Yes, there are some trainers that have been able to kind of hamper that particular set, but if you know how to play and know how to strategize, you can even avoid those particular cards as well. You know, you might lose one Charizard in play, but you know how to protect your other ones to keep them from becoming part of this damage sequence that we're seeing that could actually cause some issues. So overall, I do see some really good things in the Obsidian Flames. The other one that I would have put on here, if I did have a fourth spot in this Pokemon booster box investments, I would definitely be looking at the Paldea Evolved. I also think that that's a very strong set. The artwork in it is extremely good. I think there's some really good draw factor to that particular set with the starter line, evolution line, illustrator rares, and secret illustrator rares in that particular set. And I really do enjoy that particular set as well. Both of them are very strong contenders. I went with the Obsidian Flames one over the Paldean Evolved just because of the fact that it is a playable set and we're seeing some really good playing on that particular set, and it's a really fun deck to play. I currently am running a Charizard EX deck even myself, and it's a lot of fun to play that particular deck. So once again, Obsidian Flames, definitely one of those ones that's on my radar. I'm buying it. I'm definitely hoping almost for a little bit of a reprint here where we can see the price kind of come down a little bit. If it dropped down below $90, guys, I would be all over that as fast as I could get money to put into it. I think overall it's a very strong set. If you buy one booster box, if you buy 6 booster boxes, if you buy 50 booster boxes, I don't think you'll be disappointed overall with this set in the next 5 years. I think that it's a very strong set in general, and we're going to see good things. Same thing with the Paldean Evolve when it comes down to a Pokemon booster box investment. Moving on to the next one. All right, guys, for the next Pokemon booster box investment that I am currently all over when it comes down to purchasing is going to be the Lost Origins booster box. Guys, I am 100% serious when I say this has probably got a very limited shelf life on Pokemon Center, and if you are not on this train currently right now, you are going to miss it. And when it sells out on Pokemon Center, this is probably the first or second strongest set in that trainer gallery set of the Sword and Shield era. I think this set is going to explode. And if you miss this, you are probably going to be kicking yourself in the butt. Whether you can buy 1 booster box, 2 booster boxes, 6 booster boxes, 12, 18, whatever multiple you want to do, I don't believe you'll be disappointed once this sells out in Pokemon Center. It's an extremely strong set. It's probably the third strongest set, in my opinion, the third strongest set in the Sword and Shield era, just behind Brilliant Stars and Evolving Skies. I think overall that it has a lot to offer. It's got a very strong trainer gallery. It has a really decent set overall. And once again, I am really seeing some good opportunities in this particular set. And once it sells out, it is going to go crazy. You thought Fusion Strike was nuts? Wait until you see this one sell out. That is going to go nuts. So for a Pokemon booster box investment here in the second quarter of 2024, this is something I would not hold out on. This is something that if you have a little bit extra spending money, I would start putting a little bit towards this every time and start getting one even at MSRP from Pokemon Center. You're still doing very well. Considering a TCG player, they're currently at $170. So you would be ahead. You'd be able to break even if you sold them on Pokemon Center right now, just selling them out in the open market. But once they sell out on Pokemon Center, they're going to go fast. So just keep that in mind as we continue to move forward, and as these disappear, these last few sets of the Sword and Shield era, as they disappear off Pokemon Center, we are probably going to see some good acceleration, especially Lost Origins, and the next one that I'm going to be talking about here at the end. So let's kick into my final, I'm not buying this. All right, guys, I'm sure that you guys are not surprised by this particular one, and just because I have a position in it doesn't mean that's the only reason I'm not buying Evolving Skies for my Pokemon booster box investments here in quarter 2 of 2024. And it's because, Guys, this set is just really, really high right now. And there are a lot of people holding this as an investment. And there's going to be a lot of this continuing to show up on the market. Now, we did see this almost accelerate over $700. We've seen a bit of a cool down when it comes down to it, and it kind of stalled out and went back to about $660. And I don't like the way that the TCG graph works, because there were a couple sales over $700, but it's like they didn't even affect the graph. So the graph still looks like it's going up, but there were higher sales at one point in time. And now it's just kind of smoothing and going into a flatline state again. We did get people with tax return money coming in. There's still be some coming in with tax return money, so we may continue to see some sales on this particular set. But overall, do you think that it's a good idea to buy a set at $660 at an investment at this point in time? Or could you go buy some lesser priced investments and buy multiples of them that could potentially do better, such as my number 1 and 2 on the list of the ones that I can't get enough of currently when it comes down to purchasing? So once again, it's just one of those things that if you get to a certain point on a set, you really have to break it down and analyze what are the benefits of spending this big dollar amount versus not spending that big dollar amount. And I'll be honest, guys, if you hadn't purchased this at 35, at 99, if you didn't purchase it at 200, if you didn't purchase it at 350, 450, why all of a sudden do you want to go buy this at $650 or $700? There's just not the opportunity cost. If you're looking at a collection value, I wouldn't hesitate right now to buy it for a collection. But if you're looking at it for an investment, it's definitely not the right time. If you want to really be watching Evolving Skies, I think the next spike that we're going to see is either during Christmas time. So if you were to kind of draw this out over the summertime, I don't think we're going to see a lot of gain. It may go up to 700, 725, but on a percentage basis, that's not very much overall. And I think that when it comes down to the holiday season, we may see a little bit of a bump on it, but we'll really see a big bump again next year as people get tax return money. You can play a tax return money game all the time, and some of these high dollar items will see accelerated growth and actual purchases during those periods of time. So that's always something to consider when you're looking at a booster box investment. So currently, when it comes down to my Pokemon booster box investments, Evolving Skies just isn't on my radar any longer. If you don't have position in that currently in this market, it's getting really, really hard to really want to spend money on that when there are some better opportunity costs. And once again, if I do see something change in that particular one, I'm not afraid to spend big money on booster boxes. I bought Team Up at $800 just because I saw that market was going to have a really big acceleration. I don't see the same signs coming currently in Sword and Shield at this point in time. So it may be just time to chill it on the Evolving Skies and just kind of let it roll for a little bit. We're seeing that little bit of a flat line, and then definitely watch it for the holiday season as we get closer to that. So hopefully that was a good one for you guys to just kind of hear why I'm not personally buying it. It's not just because I have a big position on it. It's just because I see better opportunities currently in this Pokemon market than putting it into Evolving Skies. So let's kick in to the last one, which is going to be a Pokemon booster box investment that I am jumping on right now. All right, guys, before we jump into the last one, I'm going to put this up as always. Be sure you guys hit that like, that subscribe, and of course, hit that notify. It helps out the channel a ton to do so. It's greatly appreciated and helps us move along. Hopefully you do like the new editing scheme. Taking a little bit more time building these is a little bit better off. I'm having time to go and actually make these right, which is great for me, great for you. It makes it look better. So overall, let me know in the comments below what you guys think so far about the selections. And of course, let me know what you think about the last one coming up, and if you do agree with this list in particular. So we're going to kick into the last one, which is going to be the Pokemon booster box investment that I am all over right now. All right, guys, here we are at the last one. And of course, I think a lot of people probably knew what it was going to be, and that is going to be the Pokemon booster box investment of Brilliant Stars. If you are not buying Brilliant Stars currently on Pokemon Center, you are doing yourself an injustice when it comes down to an investment opportunity. This will sell out on Pokemon Center at any time. And with that being said, not jumping in on this and buying it at the $144 that you can currently get it for on Pokemon Center is a mistake. When this thing sells out on Pokemon Center, Fusion Strike is going to look like a wimp. I feel that this set will accelerate extremely fast, and do I put out of the question of this actual set getting up to $300 in the next 3 to 4 months after this sells out? No, I would not put that as the unquestionable mark. I think it will outperform Fusion Strike overall. It is a stronger set than Fusion Strike. It is a playable set with the Arceus deck. It is a great Trainer Gallery edition, and the pull rates are a lot better. You get a lot more to offer out of a booster box of Brilliant Stars than you do a Fusion Strike. And once again, you have a Charizard Chase, that Charizard V, you have that Arceus V inside of there, and overall the trainer gallery is very hot. I think it's a very good set overall. It's a well put together set. I put it slightly above Lost Origins in my opinion. I know some people would argue with that, but I do think that Brilliant Stars is slightly stronger set, a little weaker trainer gallery, and overall that's going to give it a little bit of an edge to where both that and Lost Origins will both have some very good opportunities when it comes down to Pokemon Booster Box investments in 2024. They will sell out soon. We are not going to see restocks of Sword and Shield products. That's just my feeling. We are getting past the 2-year mark of all of these sets, and we have not seen any announcements, any movement on these particular items. And this is the opportunity to jump in on them and get your opportunity to get them at the bottom dollar price right now in this market. This set has not been much below $144 in general. I mean, it went down to like $115 at one point and then came right back up to $135. So even at $144 and not buying into it for the last 2 years, you definitely have not done yourself a disservice when it comes down to this particular set. Yes, if you would have bought it on TCG Player, you could have sold it at like $183 at one point in time. But overall, it just keeps bouncing back down to around that 144, 155, 170 mark. And it kind of moves all over in that range. So overall, there hasn't been much acceleration in this set. But once again, we talk about those restrictions that we are currently seeing. If you have a restriction, you have 2 volumes on this side with a restriction between it. There's only so much that gets through there at a higher price than what that restriction point is. And when that happens, when that restriction goes and opens up, the floodgates are out, guys. The dam is gone, and we're going to see where this baby goes. She could go forever. We might see this set really chase up there past $300. I'm not gonna promise that. I'm not gonna say it's going to do that. But my feeling is that based on what we've seen with Chilling Reign, what we've seen with Fusion Strike, what are we going to see when one of these trainer gallery, high-end, high-performance sets from the beginning finally break the dam? And that's gone off Pokemon Center. That's why I am currently buying both Lost Origins and Brilliant Stars like crazy. Every opportunity I have, every extra dollar I have currently for my investment side, I am purchasing one of them booster boxes. I am getting them in here before that dam breaks. So it's something you should seriously be considering when it comes down to Sword and Shield sets. If you have the money to put into them, those are the ones that I believe you should be placing your bets on. Those are the ones that are going to give you the best growth opportunity here within the next few months here in 2024. I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't be sitting there going, Pokemon Center is going to hold these for a long period of time. We're watching the dominoes fall, guys. We've gone through Chilling Reign disappearing. Fusion Strike just fell out. Now, guess what? Brilliant Stars is right on the door of that fallout point where we see it on Pokemon Center. And I guarantee I'm not the only person that's buying these like crazy off Pokemon Center. So now's the time to take that opportunity. Take that dive. Don't hesitate. This is the one that you're going to want to jump on along with Fusion or Lost Origins. Both of them on Pokemon Center right now are going to give you the best bang for your buck on those particular sets. Alright guys, hopefully this is some good information for you when you're looking at your Pokemon Booster Box investments here going into 2024, especially in quarter 2. These Pokemon Booster Box investments are really, really hot. I think that Lost Origins and Brilliant Stars are both going to disappear off Pokemon Center really soon. And if you are hesitating, if you are questioning that, I think you're going to be very, 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 very upset with yourself when it comes down to the fact that they're gone and you have no way to recoup that or get in on it again. So overall, guys, I would definitely be watching at those two, especially if you're looking at some really good Pokemon investments here in booster boxes in 2024. These are going to be your next 2 best bets, just like I talked about with Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign before that. When they sell out, it's going to go quick. So hopefully this gives you a good direction. Obsidian Flame, you can play it how you want. I think it's going to be a good set. Do I think 104 is a bad price for it? No, I think it's a very playable set. It's a very, very good, versatile set when it comes down to actual opportunities in that particular one. And I think it'll do well and futuristically also on that one. Personally, I'd buy some right now and then wait for a reprint. I highly doubt that we're not going to see a reprint of Obsidian Flame, considering the playability of that particular set. It may not be a big reprint, but even a small reprint may restrict that price a little bit and give them a little bit more opportunity to jump in on it. So otherwise, the other 3 sets, I'm not even looking at them. They're gone. To me, it's already too late. The opportunity is gone. If you haven't jumped on them yet at this point in time, I would just wait. There's no reason to be putting your money into those particular sets now that the dam's gone on all those ones. And of course, Evolving Sky is just going crazy, just like it always does every time. I think we're going to continue to see this during the holiday season and tax season. Every single year moving forward, it's going to make some big jumps. If you want to jump into it right before the tax season or right before the holiday season, I don't think you'll be disappointed at that point in time. but I also do believe that there's going to be a lot of sets in the Sword and Shield era that will outperform this year. If you're just getting in, will outperform Evolving Skies percentage-wise when it comes down to those sets. So something to consider. Hopefully this is some good information. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are there any other booster boxes in Sword and Shield currently and Scarlet and Violet that you think are better buys than these three? I'd be kind of curious to hear what you have to say. If you do, and if you put it on the comments, thank you so much. Also, be sure you hit that subscribe if you made it this far in the video. And last but not least, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. With that being said, we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.